Hey, what's up? Welcome to my news or whatever. Me ranting. Well, this summer, I've seen scads of sequels and scores of superheroes, you know. But the 9 out of 10 movies that were made during the summer were prequels, sequels, or superhero flicks. That being said, where are all the writers? It means Stan Lee is making a killing. That guy probably doesn't have to do anything. Stan Lee? Just Stan Lee? Yes, I believe that's what my driver's license says. Can I touch your feet? Stuff like that, like... My favorite movie over the summer? Definitely Thor. Thor's in the top. Had some funny scenes, like where he takes the coffee mug and slams it on the ground. Hysterical. Good times. Knee slapper right there. And Fast 5? Fast 5 was good times, man. Stealing stuff from a police station. Not an easy task, but one hell of a movie. Captain America, the first Avenger, domestic box office something like $164 million. Yeah, that's about right. 164, almost $165 million from one movie. I have an idea. What's that? Let's make small profits and open up a small company. No, for real, it'll be alright. Why don't we just make a movie and make $164 million in one weekend? Sounds like a better idea. Now, Captain America, only to be outsold by Thor with $181 something odd million. That's straight retarded. That's what I get per year for, like, what the hell? Like, okay, if you took what I made, it's like 4 lifespans of money. Right there. One movie. Back to one of my favorites, Fast 5. Now, Fast 5 outcropped both of them with like over $200 million of profit. However, the standalone project, well, not really standalone, but the other project to bring in more money than either of them are the 3, Captain America, Thor, or Cars. You know, if you want to add in Cars, Pirates of the Caribbean. However, outdoing them all so far on this list, topping at number 3 for this summer's top flicks, The Hangover Part 2. What's not to like? It has jokes about babies and date rape, which isn't funny. Not a funny thing to argue about. Now, some people find this type of humor funny, where people get drunk, stupid people get drunk, drunk people do stupid things. On the other hand, people are going nuts, like, oh yeah, it's a hysterical movie. The other half are, is this where America's heading? I mean, lighten up, have a laugh or two, like, fucking chill. Now, coming in at number 2 is, of course, Transformers, The Dark Side of the Moon, or I can't say the, because then that would be a Pink Floyd song ripoff, you know, or album ripoff. So, Dark Side of the Moon, $348 something odd million for one movie. That is a lot. See, Transformers 1, Transformers 2, Transformers 3, that's $1 billion in revenue. 3 movies, 3 blah blah $100 billion. Oh man, movies, that's where the money is. YouTube, I might have to become an actor. Make some movies, make some real money. But outdoing them all and coming in at number 1, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Part 2. Does that include Part 1 in their sales? Or is that for Part 2? I'm not sure. However, that is a lot of money. $366 million. Sorry, whoa, where was I? 366,000 plus. $366 million for one movie. He might be like rich. That's a lot of money. I mean, you could open up 366 Pizza Huts for that much money. You could open 712 Family Dollar stores around the country with that much money. Now, while these movies did make a lot of money, hands down, my favorite and possibly the best movie to some, Fight Club with Brad Pitt. Come on, man. Tyler Durden, Brad Pitt. I mean, what's there not to love? There's fighting, there's death scenes, there's explosions, there's smiley faces made out of fire. Can't get better than that. So, on to other things. So, you know, Steve Jobs, the CEO of the evil corporation Apple, who wants to control iLife, he's retiring. So that basically means the guy that's going to be in control of IWorld or iEarth, those aren't real, but not yet. In other news, over 8,000 packs of salmon, pre-cooked salmon in a package, no thanks, but 8,000 packages were recalled. It recalled more than 8,000 packages of its smoked salmon because of the product may be contaminated. Hey, are you watching that line over there? Yeah, I got it, man. Wait, which one? The salmon. Oh, nah, man, I haven't been there in like an hour or two. How does this happen? This goes to show people are relying way too much on industry to produce their actual food. Now, I'm trying to start this garden in the backyard. It's not going too well. I mean, it's not that easy. But I don't want to be as dependent on industries to produce my food. And I think that's a wise decision. On the other hand, there was recently a bill passed, not recently, but within the past year or so, making it to where you can't buy, sell, or trade goods that you grow in your own backyard, or even consume them, that it's illegal unless you have a permit that targets you or dictates that you are a producer of vegetation that is certified within the state. And if you get caught with that, they can seize your goods. I mean, what kind of world is that? The government's trying to regulate seeds. Oh, it sucks. On those similar subjects, have you ever been without electricity? That shit sucks. I mean, if you look around in my place, there's so many electronics that we use every day that require electricity that I can't make. I can't produce electricity. What am I going to do? I can't play video games on my Xbox or my computer with no electricity. I mean, 1 million people without power once Irene hit New York. 1 million people. Think about the magnitude of that. I'm not very good at math. You know, it's less, whatever. Sue me. Don't. Joke. 1 million people. How many people live in your area? If you live in like Albuquerque, New Mexico, and the population is like 630,000 people, that's all of Albuquerque and some. It's Albuquerque and a half without power. Sorry, I have a little bit of ADHD today. Well, always. Back to Steve Jobs. So basically, the guy who eliminated the need for a CD, with iMusic or iTunes, whatever they call it nowadays. I'm not too hip with the iTunes and the iJunk. You have a guy that eliminated the CD and was capable of creating an entire new market practically overnight with all this drive and, his initiative, his willpower, his determination to affect media and advertising without going through regular streams, banners, whatnot. He decided to do his own thing, come up with the new world. He single-handedly eliminated the need for floppy disks. Alright, I had to make sure that came out right. You have a guy that single-handedly deleted it, like Chuck Norris deleted the recycle bin. Same thing. I'm not comparing Chuck Norris to, iMac and everything else, or the MacBook Air, but he did away with DVDs. He utilized flash drives. Now you have a guy that is so creative and so inventive and has over 300 individual patents leaving the company. That being said, while he does own a large share of Apple, his smaller share of Disney is worth more than his Apple share, even though he owns a large percent of the company. Now you have that guy disappearing. It's like Picasso not able to finish his paintings, or Bungie dipping out on Halo, dropping it for 343 or selling out or whatever. He's leaving at a time when technology is advancing at I don't want to say deviation, but it is reaching an outlier. When that happens, new technology has to come to existence. Now they are modifying current technology. So when there's new technology, it's a whole new spectrum of events. Now who's going to fulfill that role? All this being said, Apple shares did not change one bit. It means they actually have a belief in their product. Now if everybody else is like that, maybe the industry or the market would be less chaotic, a little more reliable, dependable, those sorts of things. Maybe that's because, they actually care about their products, or maybe their customers. That being said, maybe companies could be more successful in marketing or making their business or creating their business plan around an imitation of them. The best things are imitations of other things. If they model their success after Apple's success, they might be successful just like they were. If companies put a little more heart into their products, or some thought, were able to sympathize with their clients, maybe they'd be just as successful as he was. Or if they stopped worrying about what the big companies want and more about what their individuals need, maybe they would, make some money, and they would have people that were, strong for their products or the company's name, some type of comeback quality. That's the Pizza Hut in me. Well, that's pretty much all for today. Go ahead and leave some comments and stuff, and let me know which company it is that you'll never leave. Maybe it's Nike or Adidas or, Astros like it is for me. Alright, hit you up next time.